Alrighty, much anticipated show with Matt Dunstone's fresh off the Brier victory in St. John's. And what have the last few weeks been like since that moment? We're coming up with 2 weeks on Sunday on that. How's that been for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy, man, in the best way possible. I think the support that was received, has been overwhelming. The amount of people that have reached out, people I haven't heard from in a very long time have reached out, said they were watching. A lot of the media stuff that's come with it. It's been a lot, more than I ever anticipated. But again, it's a great thing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And everything's settled down now for the most part. We've got it all sorted out. I had a 6 hour flight from St. John's to Calgary to take care of majority of the messages that I was getting.
Right.
And Yeah, no, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been really good.
I mean, it's so good. It's so good, right? I mean, again, uh, the emotion at the end of that game there from you, just incredible. And then the flashback to when you won in 2013, seeing a bit of that. You're a bit older now. You had the longer hair back then, but uh, again to beat Cooey there in the final and just to kind of reach that mountaintop and to be embraced by your teammates, sure had to be something.
Yeah, I mean I don't have the hops like I did in 2013. Like you said, I'm a little bit older now, and not as athletic anymore. But yeah, I mean, dream come true. I mean, we've been through a lot of heartbreak the last handful of years too. Two Brier finals, trials final, all within the last 36 months or so. And
Yeah.
this team's taken in a lot. And I think the emotion and what you saw and how we celebrated was a tribute to exactly that.
Hmm.
And we always knew we could do it. Everyone, the media, everyone, who watched us knew we could do it. It was just a matter we hadn't done it yet, and we finally put it together. Or finally put it all together on one day there, and took
Hmm.
care of business, and yeah, showed the world that we could. And I mean, ultimately, we knew we could, and it was just a matter of time. And I've been saying for a long time, you just got to continue to get into finals, continue to get chances. Guys lose a lot more than they win, and that's just what we've done all cycle. Is just make finals, be in a ton of finals, and that one finally went our way.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it was. I mean, social media was a buzz here in Manitoba, and everybody was rooting for you. I was improving posts on the Facebook page and that sort of thing, and just yeah, a tremendous amount of support in that time. Uh, Maybe take us back to how you first got your love of curling. You're 31 years old, almost 31, and how did that kind of start for you? You did attend Linden Christian School. They made a post, so yeah, I just kind of want to know a bit of your journey there too.
Yeah, I've been doing it forever, man, or what feels like forever. Basically, as soon as I could walk, I was on the ice. My grandparents played competitively on my dad's side.
Mhm.
Crazy enough, they won the Canadian Mix together 1980 in St. John's, Newfoundland, too.
Oh wow.
So 46 years later, I go and win in the same place. That's a wild coincidence. So I mean, they curled competitively. My dad played competitively. He was playing competitively when I was young, so my mom did a lot of the coaching early on.
Mhm.
Um, and Yeah, it's just been a family affair ever since I could pretty much walk. I can't even remember what age I was at when I started playing competitively. Probably 9 is my best guess.
Yeah.
I played in a bunch of the junior programs, Fort Garry, Wildwood. Uh, Heather was the very first club I threw rocks at. Um, I better get this right, or clubs are going to get upset at me if I don't remember where I played. Wildwood and Fort Garry for sure. Um, and maybe I played a junior super league at the Pamela, but I mean I just loved it from the get go. It's my entire life has been curling. It's always been the priority. Um, for better or for worse, that's always the thing that I've put on a pedestal and made my number one thing in life. And I've had a lot of people support me. I mean, with my family growing up. I mean, parents were bought in. They wanted me to have success with it. They were driving me everywhere, investing resources into me to get good. You know, my marks took a hit because I was on the road curling sometimes and putting a little more into practice than I was school, and just it was just everything I wanted to do. And after the Olympic trials here in 2013 in Winnipeg, that's when I kind of decided, what, this curling thing's for me. And I was 17 at the time, and I wanted to pursue that and do it as much as I could and make it my livelihood. And yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey, but I mean, finally a dream come true. I mean, the Brier is everything I've ever wanted,
Yeah.
and it's pretty insane to have that dream realized, truthfully.
Yeah. Most definitely. You said the beers were going to taste a bit better that night.
Yeah, oh, they did. I promise you that.
You know, and then seeing you at the Grand Slam there, and just after your draw, uh, you had family members down there, and then I asked you for a pic with me and my son and all that, and again, you speak of the family support and everything else. It was quite evident on the Tuesday night of the Grand Slam, and your third there, Colton, he taps me on the shoulder. Hey, can you take a picture with me and my aunt and uncle? Yeah, no problem. And again, it's a, what do they say? It takes a it takes a village to raise, sort of.
Yeah.
I'm getting maybe that a bit mixed up, but
Takes an army, it takes a village,
that's right.
it takes a lot of things.
It takes everybody, and it's always known to be in hockey circles, but I think there's something to be said in the curling circles. It really does take everybody hands on deck with it, right? So,
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're not out here grinding out $1 million contracts, right? I mean, that's not how we operate, obviously, at a professional sports level. I mean, a lot of that becomes a lot easier, but I mean, a lot of what could potentially be made is based on winning and losing in events.
mhm.
And guys got families and homes and time away. I mean, it's a little bit trickier, right? When nobody's guaranteed, multi-million-dollar contracts like you see at a professional sports level.
Yeah, no doubt. You've been to a few Grand Slams. I wanna kind of get your thoughts on how it was like to be here in Steinbach performing at the Grand Slam at the Southeast Event Center. What was that atmosphere like being on the ice? That sort of thing.
Yeah, man, nice to be playing at home finally. Holy smokes, that took way too long. I think last slam in Winnipeg was 2017, and then before then was 2014 in Selkirk. Like, I mean, for a curling mecca in the world. I mean, that's far too long. So, and I'd never played in front of home before, so that I mean, that
Mm.
was that was awfully exciting. That arena is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't seen them all in the province. I would venture to guess that is easily the nicest arena in the province. It was a joy playing there, truthfully. Again, had a ton of family and friends come out. That's the best. I mean, I love sharing those moments with them, um, just because of the amount of support that I've received from them. So, I mean, to be able to share, you know, wins with them in particular is extra special. But just to have them there regardless means a lot. And that arena was great. The crowd was awesome. I mean, all signs point at us being able to come back at some point, and I sure hope that becomes a reality.
Yeah, they were definitely impressed here, and I've heard there is stuff in the pipeline. I'm not sure on that timeline, but yeah, definitely exciting because again, a month later, I'm like when I'm watching the Olympics, I'm like, oh, okay, that person was just here, and like just kind of like
Oh yeah.
right. So it's just I always say we ain't in Kansas anymore, Toto. So it's good. It's good. Was there a particular curler that you kind of looked up to maybe as a role model, like maybe a Jeff Stoughton, a Kerry Burtnick, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, uh, obviously, you look at how I slide. It's pretty easy to say Jeff. I mean,
Yeah.
Jeff was the top. He was the one competing to win Briers every year. Watching him and me do their thing. You know, I I'd be lying if I said it was anybody else other than Jeff. I mean, obviously, like, Kerry Vic, phenomenal. Just Jeff was Jeff to me was on a bit of a different level, and um, yeah, just kind of the guy I followed and wanted to watch win all the time. And with that being said, too, I think a guy like Reed Carruthers was very good to me in my junior days as well. Reed's a guy who is so good at giving back to the sport, which is what I love about him. It's very important, and Reed has always been so good about that. And um, a moment that sticks out to me, my very first Canadian Junior final, 2013. Uh, I remember sitting out on the ice just before, it was probably an hour or some before game time, and Reed reached out for no reason at all, other
Hmm.
than to have a little phone call with me. It was the first time playing on TSN, so he was giving me a quick little rundown. I'm a 17-year-old kid talking to Reed, who won a world championship 2 years ago. Pretty cool moment. And, that's not something that Reed had to do, but that's what Reed's about, and he loves growing and supporting, the next generation of curlers, and he certainly did that for me. So I mean, those are the two guys that come to mind without question.
Yeah, most definitely. And he just announced his retirement as well. Kind of like, oh wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
It goes in a blink, so to speak. I know he's with the Anderson team there at the Worlds right now, because he's the coach and what have you. But
He'll
yeah.
still he'll still stay involved in curling for
Oh
sure.
yes, yeah. Most definitely. I guess once it's in your blood, it's hard to leave. We saw that with Stoughton there at the Olympics as well.
Yeah.
Um, Superstitions, anything like that, rituals before a game.
No, man, nothing crazy. Like I'm definitely a creature of habit. Like, I like things looking the same way on a day-to-day basis. When we play at this time, like that's when I go have my shower. That's when I start to get ready to rock. And I like to typically have like 45 minutes to an hour before our pregame meeting where just like I'm mellowed out, maybe do a meditation, just some breathing, just kind of relax. Um, I just like on game days, I just love routine. And I at 9 a.m. I wake up, it's usually about 6. 3 hours before game time. Sorry there,
Yeah,
and do that every time, regardless of where the event is, time change, you name it. That's just I like game days looking the same. I don't know if that's a superstition or not, but just a creature of habit, and I don't like surprises on game day. I'll put it that way.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Um, my boss actually wanted to know this, and I did too. But as he left work today, how'd you get your nickname, the Sheriff?
I get this question a fair bit. Okay, so I can't name names with the story just
Okay.
because they are existing curlers that everybody knows. So basically, the story we were out playing a Grand Slam. This would have been 2018 or 19. I think it was Pictou County, Nova Scotia, and we finished the round robin 2-2. There was a handful of 2-2s, and a bunch of us ended up in tiebreakers. So luckily for us, we had the best draw to the button. We had a bye in the tiebreaker, and we were waiting to play. Two other teams were playing, and we were waiting for the winner of them to play us, and the winner of that tiebreaker got to a quarterfinal. So good for us. We got the bye. No extra game of rest, whatever. So one of the teams in that or one of the teams in that tiebreaker that was hoping to win to play us sent me a text just saying, "Hey man, like looks like we got two tiebreaker games today. If we play you, do you mind if we play 6 end games just, you know, to make it go a little bit quicker? Because we had to play the quarterfinal right after that. So it was like tiebreaker one was at 9, tiebreaker two was at noon, and tiebreaker or the quarterfinal, if you won that one, was at 4. So it was a long day. So the guy texted me saying, "Hey, do you mind if we play 6 ends in the tiebreaker game to make the quarter, just so we have a little extra time between games?" And we had played them in the round robin and beat them in the round robin. And I mean, us having the bye, I said, "There's not a hope in hell we're playing a 6 end game. Like we're playing a real tiebreaker game here. Like it's not our problem that you guys have to play the extra game. I'm sorry, man. Like we're
Right.
not doing that." And he responded with, "Guy beats me one time and he thinks he's the new sheriff in town." And my team loved that. And my team at the time loved that, enjoyed that. They took it and ran with it from there. And there we have it. And the best part of that story is the guy texted me about playing six ends, actually lost the first game, so he didn't even get to play us in that tiebreaker anyways. That's my favorite part of the story, but that's without naming names, that's the best way I can tell that story.
Hey, I appreciate you telling the story, and hey, you can only disclose so much, so I love it. It's great. It's good. How is yeah, you're a mortgage broker by by your work and everything else. How does that kind of
Yep.
translate to being a curler, if anything?
Um, yeah, so I've been a mortgage broker for 5 years. I don't know if it translates directly per se. Like, I think um over the course, like having a curling background and how curling teams are so closely knit
Hmm.
and together, I think that has helped me from a mortgage background in the sense of how I communicate with clients. A curling team needs to be able to communicate. They need to be able to talk about things that are uncomfortable in order to move things forward. And mortgage brokering is a little bit like that as well. And that's the first thing that comes to mind for me with my mortgage business is that I'm it's very easy for me to be very good at communicating with clients. And truthfully, when clients are making the biggest purchase that they probably will in their life, being able to communicate with them thoroughly and clearly and quickly is very key. And I think that's the biggest relation off the top of my head that I see, between the two.
Well, yeah, because I every time I see that clock ticking down, I mean, you guys figure it out. I mean, you're no one really runs out of the time. I mean, it's come close, but I mean, to be precise, so as a skip, you're thinking like you got to think three, four, six shots ahead. I'm kidding a bit, but you're probably thinking that way, are you not?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, same thing on the mortgage side. You got conditions that you got to pull off in certain time. You have certain time periods where you got to work things. You got to be efficient and you got to think steps ahead because, if you're not on the ball, and you're not thinking ahead and suddenly a big shit sandwich hits you in the face
Yeah.
and you don't have time, it's like, oh my God, what do we do here? And it turns into a disaster for everybody. Skipping very much like that as well. I mean, they call it chess on ice. I mean, truth be told, when everyone on TV is watching lead stones, second stones, I can pretty much promise you I'm already thinking about third stones, maybe skip stones.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it's got to be. I mean, certain scenarios are unique and different and take a little bit more thought and TLC in it, but generally speaking, it's if you're not thinking ahead, you're behind.
Yeah. Most definitely, right? Um, So, playing on TSN TV first time, was that kind of, as you said, Reed Carruthers called you, but is that just something you kind of get used to, the featured game? I know my son was loving it there when you guys were on Sportsnet. He saw himself, so he did this, but I didn't expect you to do that. But um, everybody's watching, and you guys are always mic'd up, and you guys keep it PG, which I think is outstanding. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I'll invite you to watch some of our YouTube streams where there's not as many rules and regulations around it all. But I mean, you're definitely mindful. I think on Sportsnet and TSN, of the language that you are using. They're professional networks. We try our best to conduct ourselves in a professional way. Um, on the flip side, too, like this is high performance sport, and I mean people having an issue with the swearing and stuff, I don't buy into that because I would invite those people to mic up an NHL hockey player or an NFL football player. You go down the list, what curlers say is complete peanuts in comparison to what you would hear in any other professional sport. I think it shows when you hear those types of things on TV, I think it shows a real side of that person.
Mhm.
I mean, you look at you're moving around the kitchen at home and you drop something that hits you on the toe. You oh shit, like that's
Right.
I mean that's just how you respond to something like that, right? So
That's
it's
right.
like I mean I certainly think curlers deserve more of a pass than what they get. I mean, do the lines get crossed sometimes and something's a little more than it needs to be? Probably, yes. But I think overall, when it comes to high performance sport, curlers do quite a good job of staying composed in high pressure moments, and it's a vulnerable place to be, man. Being on television and Sportsnet and TSN, like you got hundreds of thousands of people watching you, following your every move, and it's a vulnerable place to be because I mean, people they see one thing that they don't like, and they already have their mind made up about you, and they don't know you from a hole in the wall. They don't know you at all, right? So I
Right.
mean, it's an interesting spot to be, but I mean, it's obviously a phenomenal thing for the sport. When it comes to actually noticing it or recognizing it, not anymore. I mean, we're on a bunch. The only thing I notice is like certain mic packs we have to wear because they force us to wear the mics.
Hmm.
Certain mic packs are way better and smaller than the others. Sometimes we get these big bricks that we got to stuff in our pocket. It's not, it feels like you're wearing a George Costanza wallet in your back pocket there. It's not a, that's the only thing you notice on the TV side these days. But yeah, I mean, the language gets out of hand a little bit. But that's sport though.
It is. It totally is, and it shows passion, right? And like this thing, like, oh yeah, curlers don't have this emotion. I think that narrative has changed. You guys have all these personalities. I mean, shoot, you guys could have your own YouTube channels all the time. I mean, honestly, and whether it's Holman Anderson, McHugh, you, whatever, the list goes on. It just because it just is, right? I saw that at the karaoke at the Grand Slam. I'm like, okay, I thought I was going to be doing black and black or whatever.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, totally,
it's the curlers doing it, and it's like, okay, well, this is interesting. This is a new perspective that I don't see, and it was
for
fun.
sure.
It was fun.
And absolutely. I mean, I think that's an important thing is and I think that is what makes curling really special compared to other sports is fans have so much more access to the players
Hmm.
compared to any other sport that I know of anyways. And like to be able to go and sing karaoke with some of the players, I honestly I've never taken part in it, but I know like for fans to be able to do that, sing karaoke on a Saturday night with
Hmm.
like these high level elite athletes. Best of luck naming a sport that allows that to happen or does that. So I
Right.
honestly I think overall like we're treated in having great curling fans and a lot of support. And I think the fans are treated in, the access that they're actually able to have with a lot of the athletes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, exactly. Right. And again, I saw that dynamic there at the karaoke because there was the VIP section as well, and couldn't hear anything. It was so loud in there. But maybe you get Chris Sutherland in the fur coat, maybe, but that's where it would stop. But
That's right.
um, any favorite rink that you've curled in? Is there a particular one that stands out to you?
Oh man, favorite rink. Um, Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg's a classic. I mean, that's just a beautiful building. That's our home club too. I love that building. Um, so unique. There's nothing really like it. Um, Glencoe in Calgary. It's a
Mhm.
phenomenal club. One-stop shop for all things curling. Saville Center is great in Edmonton too. Again, one of the one-stop shop for, you know, lunch, gym, curling, everything you need all in one go. Um, oh man, there's got to be another one. There's definitely another one. I'm just not really thinking of it right now. I'm gonna give it to the Highland Curling Club in Regina too. That was a home club of mine for 4 years, and awesome people, awesome community in there, and enjoyed my time there. So I'd probably give it to the Highland as well as one of my other favorite clubs to be at.
Good, good. Any broadcasters that you've met in your curling time, like a Brian Mudrick, Glenn Howard, Russ Howard?
Met them?
Met them, Vic Router.
Yeah, all of them. Uh, Muddy will sometimes call us before an event starts. We'll go through a quick little rundown. Vic and Kathy were talking to before, and anytime we're on TV, they'll pull us aside in the tunnel.
Hmm.
We'll chat with them pregame. Russ, Russ, we see um, uh, we're just in passing usually. Kevin Martin's a great friend of mine too.
Yeah.
I chat with him a fair bit. So yeah, I mean, we all have relationships with the broadcasters. They were all ex-curlers too. So I mean, we've all been around. We know how this show goes. And we all have personal and working relationships.
Nice. Right on. So you have the Worlds that are coming up in Utah on March 27th. Did I get that date right?
I have no idea. That's a great question. I know we start Friday afternoon.
Okay. So so again, very exciting. What's kind of the plan between now and then?
Yeah, so we're doing a send off for me tomorrow night at our club here in Kamloops, which is going to be great to share that with a bunch of people. Everyone's pretty excited here.
Hmm.
Then it's a lot of practice, a lot of rest and recovery. The golf courses are open here, so I'm gonna go get a round in on Sunday
Nice.
and treat myself a little bit. Fantasy baseball season's upon us, so I got a draft on Monday night. So, a little bit of a lot of rest, a lot of recovery. I mean, we got a long week ahead. I fly out Tuesday next week. The schedule's a meat grinder, man. I think we're playing 12 games in oh, 6 days, maybe 7 days. So it's a real meat grinder. You gotta be ready to rock. And at the Worlds, like, there's no gimmies, man. Everyone knows the world is good. Everybody's good. You look at that entire field. I think we had 12 round robin games. You don't play well in any one of them, you could go on 12 quite easily. Everyone's good, so you
Yeah.
got to show up. And yeah, I mean, we're back practicing full time here, and
Hmm.
getting ready to rock. As Brier was amazing. Brier was fun. Would love to relive that moment 100 times over if I could. But we got a job to do at the World Championship here, and after being inspired by our two Olympic teams there that went and medaled, it's our turn, and we want to carry that torch and go do more of the same.
Yeah. Jacobs talked about doing. He did a 110-hour fast.
Yeah.
Anything like that in your future?
No, I wouldn't say I'm not bought into that stuff. It's just I don't feel like I need to do that at this time. But yeah, I mean, that's what makes all of us great, all of us unique, is we all have our own things that we do. And for me, it's fantasy baseball drafts.
Hey, I hear ya. It's my son keeps asking me when are the Jays going to start playing, but that's what a long playoff run will do. A few things in closing. Um, you have a George Kittle jersey there in the background, but you say you are a Bears fan, and are you looking forward to the Jays season? And are you a Jays fan?
Yeah, so it's to explain the George Kittle jersey. So with the Grand Slam of curling, they actually took us down to Nashville 2 years ago. And George is actually quite big into curling, so he plays in a men's league down there. So we actually got to do a
Really?
couple hours of curling with George and TJ Hawkinson, and Jared Allen. So we
Yes, I
curled
know
with
Jared Allen is.
yeah,
Okay,
so we curled with the three of them for a couple hours, had some lunch with them, just to a little bit of promo stuff. And
nice.
of course, knowing George was going to be down there, I went and bought a jersey beforehand, got him and Hawk to sign it for me. So that's my little piece of memorabilia there. I'm actually a Bears fan, and I don't feel bad about saying that because George said he was a Bears fan growing up too.
Right.
So I mean, that works out okay to be able to hang that in here and us both being Bears fans, which I'm happy the Bears are finally trending in the right direction. And in regards to the Jays, shockingly enough, I can already promise you this, that you have never had a Miami Marlins fan on your show until now.
No, no, I have not.
Yes, and you probably will never have one on there after me. But here we are. We have a Miami Marlins fan on your show right now.
Okay,
Um,
so you were 8 years old when they won in 2003
yep,
with Josh Beckett pitching in Game 6.
that's right.
Was that the game?
That was the game.
Okay.
Yep. And Juan Pierre, Dontrell Willis,
Oh,
Dontrell Willis was my favorite pitcher. When I played ball, I tried pitching like him, dead serious.
yeah.
The high leg kick, obviously Hanley Ramirez, Miggy Cabrera. That's
Wow.
I know, man. I've been a lifer. It's pretty sick. It's gross because we win 50 games a year and we pay no money to anybody. But
Right.
I 2003 hook I bid hook, line, and sinker in 2003 and haven't looked back. With that being said, I love watching the Jays. They're my second team.
Hmm.
Um, World Series run last year was phenomenal, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all in on the Marlins, and it's gross. We're going in for another year of heartbreak and a lot of losing, and you grow numb to it after a while.
I respect that because I know guys in the NFL, okay, well, that one player was on that team and then they get, no, if you're consistent, I've been a Chiefs fan since I was 15 years old, way before Mahomes. So I just keep riding it out. I was actually at a Marlins game a year ago. We were down there for a cruise and my wife
Oh
goes,
yeah,
well, what do you want to do? Is there anything you want to do? I'm like, first week of the baseball season. So we saw Pittsburgh and Miami play, and
beauty,
it was Jeff Conine bobblehead day. So
nice. Would have been
uh,
eat. You have a hard time getting tickets?
no, not at all. Yeah, we
I
like
figured.
yeah we were in the outfield there. So I'm like okay, like even watching the World Baseball Classic when they are hitting the home runs, I'm
Yeah,
like oh I think we were over there, whatever
yeah,
else, but
yeah.
uh,
Beautiful stadium,
very much, very
beautiful
much.
stadium. Just not a beautiful team, but maybe one of these days.
Maybe. I'm trying to get a guy on from the Miami Marlins organization. He said he would come on, so I'll have to reach back out to him. But he's can yeah be involved in the minor. But yeah, that's a great story. That at 8 years old you saw that game and everything else. I mean, that's fantastic. That's why I have you on. Or that's why.
Well, it's fantastic, but we're 23 years into it, and I've seen him make the playoffs once, so
Yes.
I don't know how fantastic it is. It's a good story, but my God, has it been tough?
Well, I mean, another thing with that run was when they beat, I think it was 2 rounds prior when Pudge Rodriguez tagged the guy out at home, and
Yep,
then he got right. So that was the other
yep,
play in that
yep.
in that run
The play
too.
Moises Alou in left field there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. It's so so good. Well, I said 30 to 40 minutes, and we have reached our time. But again, Matt, I thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story, sharing your journey. And as I always tell people, you can always come on again, but safe travels and everything out to Utah and enjoy fantasy baseball. And enjoy that round of golf there in Kamloops.
No, all is good. I appreciate it, Steve, and hopefully we're back in Steinbach pretty soon.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
Right
take
on.
care. God
Thanks, man.
bless. Yeah, no worries.